You're watching Moby Mike Pumpkins on YouTube. All right, I'm gonna open this hoop here and I'm gonna show you, we got a temperature probe in here. One's the air, one's the soil. Just to show you how warm these get in here. It's about 72 outside and it was running like 124 in here earlier. Let's see what we got. 84 soil temp and 113 air temp. So it's cooled down a little bit, sun's going down. So, and then we're gonna plant right there where the flag is. Those weeds have been sprayed with some Roundup, so they should be dying here pretty soon. So none of this was tilled. This is just where I dug my soil cables in the X form, as we showed you earlier. And so we're gonna get this vented down here, so it's only about 80 or so in here, and then we'll get the plants in. Show you that. All right, it's May 1st. We're gonna do some transplanting. Got my plants there. Got 2501 Bernstrom, and these are the 2520 Schmitz. We're gonna plant the back two, obviously bigger ones. These other ones here are a little smaller. They're in a little different potting mix, and they were the last ones to germinate. They just don't have the vigor of those two. So like I said, these are the same seed. These are the same seed, but looks like we got some winners in the back there. I think they got a little overwatered, and they were getting kind of yellow, but I let them dry out here pretty good. I like them dried out when I transplant them. So we are going to go get everything prepped outside. The hoops are running like 124. I'm just letting them heat up real good. I'm going to go vent them now and get everything out that I want to transplant with. We'll show you that. And then we'll bring them out there and plant them in and give them a little water. And now we got to start taking care of them every day. I mean, not that I haven't been taking care of them now, but you know, they're pretty self-contained here. All right, I'm going to open this hoop here and I'm going to show you, we got a temperature probe in here. One's the air, one's the soil. Just to show you how warm these get in here. It's about 72 outside and it was running like 124 in here earlier. Let's see what we got. 84 soil temp and 113 air temp. So it's cooled down a little bit, sun's going down. So, and then we're gonna plant right there where the flag is. Those weeds have been sprayed with some Roundup, so they should be dying here pretty soon. So none of this was tilled. This is just where I dug my soil cables in the X form, as we showed you earlier. And so we're gonna get this vented down here, so it's only about 80 or so in here, and then we'll get the plants in. Show you that. Get my water cans ready here. I put 2 teaspoons of this 14-24-24 Schultz's rose food in there, micronutrients. So we'll water each plant in with one of those. I'm also gonna put like a tablespoon, and maybe not quite, like a half a tablespoon of like Humic 5.2. Little Humic 5.2, that should help with transplant, and then a little bit of nutrients here. So, and then I'm gonna powder the whole with, I found this Megosprylium, and what it is Azosprylium with a little seaweed powder, and it's the exact same CFU per gram as the RTI stuff, the Azos. So I wonder if this isn't made by them, and then they have this seaweed stuff. This is Live Green stuff, but that seaweed powder also helps with rooting, and I liked Azosprylium in the past before, so I thought, well, these two products are together. Let's try those out. All right, so I had a pot the same size as the plant, so we pulled that out. We got our hole there. What we'll do is we'll throw some of that Megosprylium in there, and then we'll throw some of this insecticide in there. It's imidacloprid. That'll help kill anything off that's gonna try and get our plant right away. I'll probably kind of treat this whole area a little bit, and then we'll get the plants, and then we'll water them in with our little brew mix, and should be good to go. I'm gonna plant the 2520 first. First one always doesn't go as well, you know, so I figure I'll ruin my own plant. We'll let Charlie's still be good. So like I said, we'll spice this hole up with a little bit of this Megosprylium and imidacloprid, and then I'll go grab a plant and we'll throw it in. So there's the 2520. It's not actually in the ground yet, it's still in the pot. So just checking the height of that. We can add a little bit to level her off. I think that's pretty good. So a lot of people plant opposite of the first true leaf. I want the vine to go this way. So most people would put the first true leaf like right here. This is actually the first true leaf. I just kind of look at it and look at which way I feel like it kind of wants to go or is gonna go, and we'll just train it that way, and it shouldn't be a problem. So we're gonna have the grow light in front of it, and it should, you know, we're gonna put the grow light up here, and it should pull the plant that way, and I'm gonna have the heater at night going on the back of that. So we'll take this out of the pot. We already put some of that Megosprylium down. We'll probably try and douche it a little bit if we can, and all right, we'll try and film. I got it on the pot there. Otherwise, I'm gonna try and pick the camera up if I feel it's going good. If the plant starts crumbling, we'll get it in the hole. All right, plant looks good. Some nice roots there. Heck yeah, should be awesome. Put a little bit of that on there and get her in there. Well, we got her in there. I wasn't paying attention. I got her about opposite of the true leaf now. Thought I was holding it right so I could put it in there. That's all right. It'll be okay. We'll be just fine. Not working with real loose dirt here, pretty clumpy. It's because we didn't till. So these are just chunks. Oh, that's a pretty big chunk. All right there, buddy. That's your home now. All right, we got her in there. Like I said, it's pretty chunky in here. Get her watered in, and we might have to end up putting some more dirt around here because these clumps are pretty big, so there might end up being some gaps and stuff, but probably the more we stress it, the better it'll root. I don't know. All right, there's a 2520 Schmidt. And over here, we got the 2501 Bernstrom, Charlie Bernstrom. I'm calling this pumpkin Charlie's Angel. We ain't got a pumpkin on it yet, but we'll call the plant that too. Here's Charlie's Angel. Not too bad. A little bit of stress on that one leaf. I think they got a little wet there, but got some weeds in there. No big deal. So we got them in the ground. I'm gonna come back with a hose. I want to get this whole area really soaked all around the plant. I got enough watered there. The roots ain't out yet, but I want to get this whole hoop house kind of watered up here, and then my cables in the X, I want to get them watered up good too. So as you can see, it just looks like lawn out here. That area had a pumpkin in it 2 years ago. Like I grew like 1,000 pounder, 900 pounder or something there. So that area had been tilled. This area hasn't been touched since 2018. That area, I think I grew 2 pumpkins in. So when was that? 2 years ago, and then maybe 2020, probably 2020 and 2022 or something. Anyway, that soil's been disturbed a little bit, so there's some more weeds and stuff in there, and this one's just more grass and dandelions. So this one should kill nice with the Roundup there. So Charlie picked out this one. He said his grew good on his east side of his patch, so put this one on the east, put mine on the west, and I'm just gonna let this grass keep growing up here. I'm gonna say in probably like 5 to 6 days, I might just like spray a little ways out from the hoop, let that get growing, and then just kind of keep spraying as it goes, because I want to try and keep a mat of weeds down here. So some of this grass is good 6 inches tall already, which will make a nice mat here. You can see, I'll see there, that's some good grass already. And then let's go look over here. This is last year's patch. I tilled that this year, just a couple weeks ago, but we planted some clover, a couple different kinds of clover, a little bit of chicory. So now you can I just tilled once, and you can see like the grass that I busted up is growing again. But I do see, I believe those are little clover plants coming all along in there, if you can see them. So hopefully what we'll do here is we'll get the clover going, and I'm gonna mow this patch, not every week, but we're gonna mow it a few times throughout the year, probably like 3, and that'll just keep the weeds down. The clover likes to be mowed. And then next year we'll make sure the clover, like the last time we mow it, is probably like middle of August, so it stands pretty good right before winter, and that stuff it won't winter kill. What it'll do is that top part will die, and it'll make a mat, and then from the crown, the rest of it should pop back up. So anyway, we should have kind of a mat going on there, and then fresh alfalfa on top of that, or clover. And then what we'll do is we'll do what we're doing over here, where we'll just kind of kill it as we go. So that'll kind of be my rotation. Now this is still the mat that I did with the winter rye, which I ended up planting field pumpkins in, and it did work pretty good. There's like no weeds popping up in there right now, because the soil doesn't get as warm, when it's covered up like this. So this one I might redo the rye. I think I'm gonna plant rye in here again. Rye or wheat, doesn't matter, same thing for our purposes. I think I'll plant some in there like very beginning of September, maybe a little into August. I want a good 6-8 inches, I think, before coming into winter. I want to look up how big can you get it, without having trouble. You don't obviously want it to head out, so I want to make as big a mat as I can. And I might do a 3rd pumpkin, or we'll combine this patch with that one, make a really big one or something like that, and still just do 2, but in the spot of these 3. We'll see. So yeah, the hoops, pumpkins are in. They should take hold pretty good. Usually it's gonna be like 70 during the day, 45, 50 at night, which is great. I do have space heaters. I'm going to try and get them in here tonight before I cover them up. I need another splitter and a Christmas light timer So I'm gonna put some grow lights in front of these plants. That might not happen today because I need to go get some splitters somewhere. So tomorrow I'm gonna go get a load of compost. And I'm gonna end up getting 2 loads of compost. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna bury vines with pure compost. I did that on half of my plant when I grew the 2261. Pure compost, half the plant. So what I'm gonna do, because what I normally do is I till along the edge and then I carry that dirt out in there, and then I end up with a hole at the end of the year, and it kind of sucks. And I could do that with this, but then I have to fill a hole. And what I ended up doing, I don't know if you can see it, see how it's darker right along there? I filled that whole thing with just compost. So I thought, well, why don't we'll get a load of, I figured it out, because what I filled in there last year for my one plant was like exactly 1 yard, one pickup truck bed full, my pickup truck bed full. 1 yard of compost buries one plant. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get 2 loads of compost, 1 for each plant. And then what I'm gonna do is when I unload the compost, I can't quite see, you got flags there. So I'm gonna put 1/4 of the load of compost in the 4 corners for each plant. So then it's kind of centrally located, so it's not all in one pile. So what we'll do is we'll get 2 loads, we'll make 4 piles, and then I'll have just compost to shovel right in, bury on the vines. That way, when I go to plant the cover crop, till it in, then it's already got compost for the next time type of thing. Plus we utilized it this year, so there'll be a little bit, you know, it takes a few years to break down, and that's how we'll do that. Because I think the 2520, I put compost down 2 years before I grew that. So if I put compost down this year while I'm burying the vines, and then I grow in this patch next year, and then I grow it back in this patch this year, that'll have that 2 year breakdown period of that compost. Plus I'll be adding some again. So that's gonna be my plan going forward. We're gonna no-till this, bury vines with compost. I have no idea how this is gonna work. No idea. Could be good, could be bad. Might try and do some broad forking as the plant grows, but what I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna turn the soil. I'd get it in there and I just kind of break up the roots. You know, maybe I'll do that as I round up out. Where I'm roundupping, maybe I'll just get in there, rock the roots a little bit. I think I need to get a hose strung out here so I can water what I said I wanted to water. And then space heater's ready. And then tomorrow I'm gonna go get the compost. I don't know if I can get splitters. So I probably ain't gonna get grow light in here for 2 days, but you know what? It's gonna be sunny, I think, the next 2 days, and it's not gonna be cloudy till the 3rd. So we'll get that grow light rigged up just in time for the cloudy days. So there you go. And I'm not gonna run it during the day, even if I don't think I'm gonna run it during the day, even if it is cloudy. I might. But the thing is, I'm gonna hit it like an hour or 2 before sun up, and then that first hour of sun up. And what that'll do is that'll help heat the hoop up while it's still closed right before I go to work. And then when I open it up, it's kind of when the grow light will shut off. It'll be plenty light out, but then it'll initially have heated that hoop house up a little bit, and then just give it a little extra light. And then, like I said, we'll leave it off during the day, so it's just not heating up the hoop and stuff. And unless it's a real cloudy day, we might let it run. So, all right, I think I'm going to be done rambling. See you next week.